the reason that we've adopted Honeit is it's just such a great tool. Our clients are so impressed when we say, hey, we send people over with sound bites, with the summary, with the resume as well. It's a nice little link. You click into it. We've gotten amazing feedback, even from clients that we were a little bit nervous that maybe they wouldn't like it. They've been just absolutely blown away by it.
The goal with something like a Honeit, right, is using it to the market. You're taking what the manager is saying directly and bringing it to the market so that they can hear, oh, here's what they're saying. Conversely, you're taking directly what the candidate is saying and bringing it to the manager, which means all you are is the conduit between the two. You're asking the questions to get this data here, and you're asking the questions to get this data here. So what do you need to know? You just need to know how to ask questions, have good conversations with people.
I've been thinking about Honeit, and I think if you're an agency recruiting on a fee basis, Honeit enhances your profitability. You're reducing your labor hours that you're putting into your project, and if the placement is on a fee basis, you're more profitable. So I think that's huge. But even if you're not, if you're just recruiting straight hourly or you're in-house wanting to use this tool, it saves time, and if it saves time, you can get more done with your limited work week. So it's pretty fabulous.
We use our call guides using Honeit, and we ask a series of questions because our clients want us to. We have conversations. I mean, we just get on the phone and we have conversations with people. And I always stress this: talk to the person as if you're talking to them, like now via Zoom, or that you meet them live.
I'm always looking for things that are uniquely better. Like, for example, Honeit. When I first saw Honeit, I knew that was a uniquely better way to interact with candidates, that it was going to give me more opportunity to have better conversations, to capture those conversations, to have those conversations searchable later, to promote those candidates to managers, to have a better candidate presentation, to accelerate the process. So yeah, like when I saw that competitively, I knew that was going to be a competitive advantage to help me and our brand here at Onboard to have an edge when we present candidates versus some of our competitors. Sometimes, we don't have exclusivity on the jobs that we're getting. And so we're competing against other firms that are trying to find the same people. And so if we're always presenting not only quality candidates, but also quality candidates that are very polished, that are presented in a way that the manager can digest easily, and kind of really know if they like the candidate, then it's going to give us that advantage. So
the tool Honeit has been the biggest return on investment for such a low. It is. The cost is low, I have to say, for what I get and what the impact is for my clients. It's awesome.
I will tell you, I did a Honeit interview. I get on the phone or I get on a Zoom when I interview people, and I literally watch them and I talk to them. And sometimes I'll jot down a couple notes or I'll write down a couple notes, but I really want to pay attention when someone's talking to me. And that's why we love Honeit, because we don't have to write down notes.
I share this with folks when I'm talking about Honeit, because it has a very specific use case. It's broad, but people are like, hey, I need the ability to do X or Y or Z. Honeit's just the tool. It's not what's better. It's Honeit or not Honeit, and write shit out yourself, right? And it's super funny. I'm able to share 100% of the companies we've done retained searches for sign up for Honeit.
Our clients love it. And so that's one thing. But for training, I think it's even more important, because I can give my new hires calls to listen to. I can build, what's underrated is the call. You build your, the call form that you guys have. You can build those out. So I have a new employee recruiter. She's first day on the phone this afternoon, and she's literally just going through, when she's doing these calls, we're calling people, getting them on the phone. Yeah, we can talk. Then we're calling them back in Honeit. And then she's just going through these questions, and she's got everything she needs on one page. She takes notes. I think on this podcast, she sent me 2 candidates that she wants me to submit already. She's been on the phone for 2 hours. And I think, wow, not to sell you guys too much, right? Because it'd be too easy if you had a raving review like this. No, I'm just kidding. But no, what I didn't foresee Honeit being, I thought just from our client perspective, they would love it, and they do. But I think from a training perspective, it's worth its weight in gold for us, truly.
I've loved using Honeit because it's allowed me to have an additional tool to be agile when I do my interviews, to send quick highlights. In doing what we do, we need to persuade and influence at the highest level. So it's different, for me to write a nice note, a nice summary, than to send somebody's testimony via voice through a highlight that is not me interpreting some things. And by the way, but when you interpret things, when you write a summary, some things may be missed, right, during that process. So you can go back to that highlight and analyze things and be persuasive in ways that are very, very unique. So
Honeit has been really powerful in that sense. The way we used to do it was with typed up notes. And one, it's time consuming, right? It takes a lot of time to type up notes while you're also talking and trying to screen a candidate. It's hard to multitask and do that. You got to polish it up because you want the quality of the deliverables to look acceptable for the agency brand, right? And then you send it in. And now, is the recruiter or hiring manager, are they taking the time to read a few pages of notes? Do they believe what we're saying? We're honest in what we write, but they don't necessarily have to believe it. It's so much more credible when it's coming. They can hear the candidate in their own words talking about their experiences.
Right. Imagine being able to send a candidate a link. And on that link, it's fully branded for your company. It's got the job description on the page. And then it's got like 5 sound bites of the hiring manager answering those questions. Why would you want to work on the team? What are the top technologies? Where do you see this going? Blah, blah. And so for the hiring manager, it's no time out of their day. They're just doing an intake call with you. It's the exact same, right? But for the candidate, they're now hearing the hiring manager's voice answering these questions while looking at the job description. And you can even put on the left side, right, meet the hiring manager and put their photo if you want to do that. If you're really big into DEI, obviously you don't need to do that. And then put their LinkedIn link right under that. So people can check out right there as opposed to the generic, like, here's our job description, right? But it's really pretty. Like, no. Imagine that impact, right? That can have of saying like, oh, cool. What does the hiring manager say? Not some recruiter's like BS puffed up version of it, right? It's the same thing like why use Honeit, to submit candidates, because I don't want the recruiter's BS puffed up version. I want to hear the candidate answer the question. Same thing in reverse. And it's I told Darren, I was like, dude, holy shit.
I want other recruiters to use it because it's what honestly is really setting me apart from my client or from other recruiters for my clients. And it speeds up the interview process for our interviewers. And to be honest, I was so worried about how my candidates were going to respond to this call is being recorded. But when I tell them what the intention is, that the hiring manager is going to hear their response directly, and you don't have to dumb down your responses. If you're a software engineer and you're talking about all this, technologies that may be way over my head, talk to me like you would talk to another software engineer on the team. And they can really represent who they are and why they're interested and why they're qualified. And I can't live without it now, to be honest.
Oh my gosh.